What should I know? I should right now have an OSI overview in my pocket. And I should begin to know things like layers 1, 2, and 3. They're the ones that are most important to me. I should understand that the IP address is kind of like a logical address, right? It's a temporary address for a particular end device. And it's managed at layer 3. It's assigned by the network administrator. And routers use IP addresses. That's what we should know about the IP address. If you can think about the example of the postal code. At this point, we should understand some things about the MAC address as well. It's more the physical address, and it's managed at layer 2. It's assigned by the hardware manufacturer. It's burned in, it's solid, it stays there forever. It's absolutely unique to all others. And we should know that switches, network switches, use MAC addresses to move packets around. We should also maybe know at this point that the wireless Ethernet networking, which we call Wi-Fi, it's a layer 1 and layer 2 technology. How about that? It's one of those technologies that kind of sits, one of those areas that sits across a couple of different layers of the OSI model. We should know some things about IP addressing, simply that IP version 4 is going away, IP version 6 is coming in, and that right now in 2014, we are heavily in that transition. It'll be going on for a long time. And we know that all devices, every device out there, has to transition from this IP version 4 to IP version 6 eventually. Now, we talked about what we need to know. I'm sure by now you're beginning to ask yourself, why do I need to know anything about this OSI model? Well, so first of all, your customers know this stuff. Your customers know it, and they want you to be able to have an intelligent conversation with them. They want you to speak their language, so to speak. And so if we're in the IT channel, we're selling network technologies, we really need to have a confident conversation with our customers. Also, network hardware vendors, they know this stuff, right? They make the stuff. And they may refer to a switch as a layer 2 device or something like that. Later on, I'm going to introduce you to something called a layer 3 switch. Okay, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right, but hold on. It's important to understand layers in order to be able to even grasp the concept of a layer 3 switch. Also, vendor training. Listen, vendor training will be so much more effective if you just have this basic language that you're starting to learn right now. And so manufacturers know this stuff, they do. One last thing, get tech support involved, get your technical people involved because they really know this stuff as well. They have the credentials to prove it. These are the guys who have really drilled down into this thing and have mastered networking so that the rest of us don't have to. One last little thing. You need to know that the OSI model is reliable. I mean, for heaven's sakes, TCP/IP is based on it, based on the OSI. Networks are based on OSI. And so, when something goes wrong, you have to learn to blame layer 8. You have to learn to blame layer 8 because the other 7 layers, they always work.